Years ago, the Baal Shem Tov had a Talmid, his main Talmid, the Magid Mimezrich. And the Magid Mimezrich had several great Talmidim. One of them was Rebbe ZOUCHA. And Rebbe ZOUCHA and his brother Rabbi Elimelech lived in horrific poverty. But there were enormous Talmidei Chachamim, miracle workers. Their blessings on people, and when they bless somebody to become rich, came true. To just show you what kind of sages we have in our nation, what kind of sages we're related to. You can call these people your grandfather. You can call these people your distant uncle. This is where we're from. Rebbe ZOUCHA comes to his Rebbe one day, says, the Magid Mimezrich says, Kvod Harav, I cannot afford to marry off my daughters. The Magid Mimezrich says to him, you have to marry all of them now? He goes, no, just one. Just one I have to marry off now. So how much is it going to cost you? He says, 300 rubles. So the Magid Mimezrich says, his rabbi says, here. He takes out of the safe 300 rubles. He goes, I'm going to lend you this money now. Go collect some money. When you collect, if you don't have one way or the other, you know you have it. You have it to go marry off now, but go collect whatever else you need to collect to get 300 rubles otherwise. Because not like he was rich himself, but he took care of his Talmid. So Rebbe ZOUCHA started to go. Now he didn't give him money for traveling. He gave him money to wed off his daughter, so he couldn't use the money for trains and things of that nature. So he started walking to different cities and different towns. Eventually he gets to another city to go collecting, to try to get some tzedakah. And when he gets there, he sees that in the market there's a huge commotion. Huge commotion over there going on. He comes close, says, what happened? He sees there's a woman on the floor, passed out. What happened to this woman? He says, no, you understand, the husband died, and she was, her daughter is an orphan from her father. She didn't have anything, and she has worked her whole life just to get 300 rubles so she can marry off her daughter. And she found a chatan. They have an agreement that she's going to give 300 rubles to help them, and the agreement is that they're going to get married. Okay, so what happened? On the way to the wedding, she lost the money. Now the wedding's off. She passed out. As soon as she found out, she passed out. And every time we try to wake her up, she realizes again she lost the money for her daughter. Her daughter can't get married. Not only she's an orphan, she also can't get married. She passes out again. We don't know what to do. So Rebbe ZOUCHA gets close to her. Excuse me. She opens her eyes. She's about to pass out. Goes, oh, don't pass out. I found the money. Why? In his mind, he said, wait a minute. I have 300 rubles. She lost 300 rubles. What does that mean? To us it means, thank God I have 300 rubles, right? To the Rasha it means, oh, I'm lucky he's not. To the Tzaddik, it means I have 300 rubles and she needs it, so therefore it's an opportunity for me to give them. That's what Tzaddiks think. That's what Tzaddikim think. Who cares about what I need? He needs. It's my brother, it's my sister. They need. That's what Tzaddikim think. So he says to her, I have the money. She says, you have the money? She woke up. Really? Where is it? He goes, well, listen. We have a law, we have a Torah, so please tell me some signs. I found the money. I found 300 rubles. But give me some signs that I know it's your money. What kind of bills was it? How many bills? How many tens? How many 20s? How many 30? And so on. She gives him an exact description. He says, okay, I'll go check and I'll get it to you. He goes, gets change at the bank to be exactly what she described. So she doesn't think he's giving her the money, but rather he really found her money. he comes back, he gives her the money. Everybody's giving him blessings. Wow, chazaku baruch, chazaku baruch. Wow, wow, wow. The lady says, hold on a second. There's 100 missing. There's only 200 here. I lost 300 rubles. So Rabbi ZOUCHA says, yeah, that's my fee. It's my commission. Finder's fee. Everybody says, what? Finder's fee? You Rasha Merusha. You're going to take a finder's fee from an orphan. You're going to take a finder's fee from a poor lady. She just passed out, almost died because of this. You're going to take a finder's fee. He says, listen, I got a finder's fee. They start cursing him and yelling at him. No one realizes it's his money. And they start yelling and insulting him and said, listen, we're going to take you to Bet Din. He says, take me to Bet Din. They go to Bet Din. Rabbi says, no, what's the problem? He says, Rabbi ZOUCHA says, listen, she lost 300 rubles, I found it, and I gave her 200 back, I took 100 back for myself. What? It's a finder's fee. The rabbi was big Talmid Chacham, says, listen, there's no such thing in the Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch doesn't say it's a finder's fee. Where's your love of another Jew? You're so obligated to love another Jew like you love yourself. Oh, Rabbi ZOUCHA says, oh, okay, there's no finder's fee, okay, I'll give her the money back. He gives her the money back and they throw him out. Throw him out of there. Wanted to take 100 rubles for himself from a poor orphan. Now the rabbi that was at the Bet Din knew that Rabbi ZOUCHA, his rabbi was the Magid Mimezrich, the Gdol Hador. So he says, I have to tell the Magid, I gotta tell him that his student is a faker, because I know that the Magid Mezrich likes his student, this Rabbi ZOUCHA. He speaks very highly of him, but he's a Rasha. You want to take 100 rubles from some poor orphan. So he goes and speaks to the Magid Mezrich. He tells him everything that happens, like, listen, Kvod Rab, I know he's your student, I know you love him and everything, but I gotta tell you, he's a faker. Because why he's a faker? He tells him the whole story. You want to take 100 rubles from a poor lady, an orphan. So the Magid Mimezrich smiles at the other rabbi and he says, my ZOUCHA, I know my ZOUCHA. I know my ZOUCHA did not take the 300 rubles. Those 300 rubles are my money. I give it to him. So I know my ZOUCHA didn't do that, what you're saying. I just don't know why he did what he did though. That I have to ask him. So let's bring him in. So they bring on Rabbi ZOUCHA, and the Magid Mimezrich says, I know that you gave this poor woman the 300 rubles that I gave you to wed off your daughter. Instead of wedding off your daughter, you cared about another Jewish woman to give her your money, leaving yourself with nothing. Because I know you're a tzaddik, I know that's what you did. He goes, yeah, Rabbi, that's what I did. I just don't understand one thing in the story. If you're already giving out the money, why the whole story with the commission, with the finder's fee? So Rabbi ZOUCHA says to him this. He says, Kvod Rab, you have to understand. When I saw this poor woman losing her mind, she was passed out, she was almost pikuach nefesh. I understood at that moment, I have to give her the money. I have the money, she needs it, no problem. The second I decided this, the Yetzer Hara himself showed up and started singing my name. ZOUCHA, ZOUCHA. He started singing my name. ZOUCHA's Gdol Hador. ZOUCHA's the biggest tzaddik. ZOUCHA's even bigger than his rabbi. ZOUCHA is the nitzot. He's a sparkle of Mashiach ben David. ZOUCHA is this, ZOUCHA is that. And everywhere I'd go, he wouldn't leave me alone. I went to go get the change. I thought he was going to leave by then. He started singing even more, brought some friends. ZOUCHA, ZOUCHA. He started singing my name, Tzaddik, Tzad. I said to him, you know what, Yetzer Hara, you know what I do to you? After I finish with you today, you're never going to come back again. So I knew I had to do something. I had to do something to get this Yetzer Hara out of my head, making me think I'm a tzaddik, making me think I'm a gadol, making me think I'm anything. I had to get this Yetzer Hara out. So what I do? I told him, listen, I want to find this fee. And after all the embarrassment and the insults that I got, the Yetzer Hara not only ran away, he hasn't been back since. That's how tzaddikim are made.